Everybody, welcome back. We are here today for another edition of my full resort and room tours. Today we are at Pop Century. We're going to start out, as I like to, in the very main entrance. This is where you drive in off of the main road and you would pull in to see this. Walking in from the main entrance, you have all of the transportation to the parks, and Disney Springs is over there off to the left. Outside, just as in Art of Animation, is represented the different areas of the resort, 1950s up to the 1990s. There are 5 different generations in 4 different areas on property. Right here is where the luggage assistance is and Magical Express. This is the main registration area, and they also have online check-in and concierge service right up there. On the wall, walking in, they have beginning at the 1950s, then 1960s, and it goes all the way up to the 1990s, where they display different items from that generation. This is the 1965 on the timeline. Coming into the middle of the main lobby, if you make a left turn, that'll take you to the transportation areas right there where we saw the buses out front. If we go straight forward, we're going to go into the Everything Pop shopping and dining hall. This is the sister resort to Art Animation, so you'll see very similarities from my last resort tour. Over here they have the standard items and any of the Disney resort gift shops. So if you forgot anything at the parks, you can get it here. I have a whole wall of mugs and tumblers. Some Christmas ornaments. And then all kinds of snacks. A whole wall of snacks. You need to pick up some luggage. You bought too many souvenirs. You can grab it here. Resort Pacific Pop Century items. The H2O line of items if you want to take that home. And some swimsuits, swim trunks, some beach towels, some more Disney souvenirs. Or if you wanted to grab any of your ears, they have all of the popular ones here as well. They have a pin area if you wanted to pick up some pins. Quite a large selection of pins. They also have, they even have a limited edition Star Wars Magic Band. Limited edition of 5,000, Ethnie's Nest. So if you lost a Magic Band or you wanted to upgrade it into a specific one, they have those to purchase here as well. In addition to phone cases. Have a whole bunch more ears here to purchase, and also some cute hats, and just a wall of different t-shirts that you would get at any of the resorts or a Disney gift shop. Some classic toys, and they even have some board games. And different staples if you forgot anything on your trip or ran out. Small selection of Disney jewelry. They also offer a selection of wine by the bottle and some small bottles of liquor. Going further in, we're in the food court, where there is a number of different pressed penny and pressed quarter machines. There's a whole seating area over here. Now it is breakfast, and they have the express breakfast station open. There are the selections. And then off to the left, there is also a station with some coffee, toasters, and sweeteners for your coffee. Going further into the food court, they have the different stations. This is their only dining service other than in-room dining because it is a value resort. You can get your waffles, bounty platter, kids meal, so it's eggs and bacon. The next station for breakfast has the bounty platter, pancakes, chicken fried chicken, biscuits and gravy. The rapid refill mugs for $18.99 for the use of the length of your stay. And here's where you would pick up all of your beverages, some grab and goes, some beer, wine, some more beverages, milk. They have the special limited edition, only available at Pop Century tie-dye cheesecake, worms and dirt, whoopie pies, some cupcakes, parfaits and yogurt, and then a whole wall of different pastry options. Some more snack options over here, and you'll see everything is marked if it's eligible for your Disney dining plan with this symbol here. They have some Mickey premium bars here and ice cream. Over here they have French toast, breakfast sandwich. Here they have the omelet station where you can either build your own omelet or choose from one of their presets. This is where you would check out. Turning back around, I just want to show you one thing I noticed is that out of all of these stations, none of them are labeled, whether they are the grill or what, salads, whereas in the Port Orleans resorts are all marked as to which is at what station. Coming out of the food court area, they have 3 different stations for all of your coffee condiments, for your coffee, creamer, and rapid refill stations. They also have toasters and microwaves available for you if you bring your own food as well. We're gonna go back out where we came from, back through the gift shop to give you a better idea of where we're at. Next to transportation is their little area where there are 2 ATMs, a fuel rod station, a resort phone, and also a complimentary flight check-in and boarding pass printing to use the internet and printing services. And you can also get a prepaid phone card and send out any letters from the resort that you want to here. Coming out of that area, you'll see a DVC location right here. Hi! And this is where the check-in was. And they also have a character area that is open from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. They do not have any restrooms located inside the food court. This is where they are located. And right here is their arcade. So this is the arcade. Right here is registration, transportation, food court, and gift shop. We're gonna go in here to show you around. Like I said in my last video, this is extremely similar to the art of animation, so I'm just gonna do a quick go through. If you haven't seen my other videos, these are the prices for the arcade games. And like I always say, the magical value is the best one. If you don't use it, then you're still not losing out on as much if you had purchased one of the smaller ones and run out. If you stay on Disney property, you can keep it and reuse it and also reload it. They have 3 massage chairs. And just to give a little overview right here, and I'll give a quick walkthrough as well. Beanbag toss, ski ball, Pac-Man battle, some air hockey, and then a few more to the back over here. And it looks like most of their arcade games are in service. I think I only saw 1 or 2 that are out of service right now, which is pretty good. Massage chairs. The arcade is open 24 hours. Coming out of the arcade, we're gonna make a right turn. Before we do that, right here is one of the different things going on property for the month of May. So here they'll have a times guide for what everything is. If there is a dollar amount next to it, then it costs extra. If it doesn't have it, it is included in your stay. Here by the bathrooms, I just wanted to point this out. This is very strange. It is just a bunch of shoes in a picture frame. Very strange. And another one. Some drinking fountains. Going out of the main lobby. Okay, so we are right here. We are gonna start in the 50s. I'll walk through the 60s, go through the 70s, and then the 80s and 90s are combined. So there's 2 80s towers and 1 90s. This is the running path that they have on property, and it goes all the way around. And when you cross Generation Gap Bridge across from Hourglass Lake, this is where Art of Animation is. You can run all the way around it, or you can just run the pathway. Then they show you where the parking is for all of these different areas. And also in the middle of all the buildings, so here, 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 and so on, is where all of the elevators will be located. And on the ends of all the buildings, here, 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 in those places is where you'll find the different stairways. Okay, so this is the main pool. This is the 60s area. Here's the pool bar. Over here is the 50s area. So it goes 50s, 60s. Down that way will be the 70s building, and then the 80s and 90s over that way are combined. So we're gonna start over this way at the 50s building. Here is the airline check-in. And then you can walk that way to luggage assistance. So airline check-in's right there, and right next to it is the luggage assistance. Okay, we're coming into the 50s area. As you can see, the buildings are 4 floors high. So keep in mind about the elevators being in the center of the buildings and maybe where you're trying to park if you're trying to do that, if you don't want to carry your luggage up 3 flights of stairs. Main pathway into the 50s area. There's a smoking section off to the right. And you can see, if you saw my last tour from Art of Animation, that this is very reminiscent of the Little Mermaid section at that resort. This is the center of the building with a large statue they have one of the quiet side pools. And fun fact, the Art of Animation was supposed to actually be another part of Pop Century, and they decided not to do that and turn it into its own resort with the suites. I will link the resort video for the Art of Animation below. Looking straight ahead, this is the furthest 50s building here. Quiet pool. They offer life vests and towels for you to use here as handicap accessible. Over here is the laundry area. And then I'm just gonna swing around so we can go through the sections. So this is a 1950s Lady and the Tramp theme. We have a little doghouse in the middle. Coming out of the 50s area, going back to the 60s area. We're gonna turn down this pathway behind the pool bar. Behind the pool bar, you'll also find the area for the restrooms, and the laundry service is right there if you need to wash any clothes while you're here. This is the main pool area overview. There is no slide because it is a value resort. Over here is where they play Movies Under the Stars, right next to the pool. And you can look at your timelines guide, and it'll show you what days they're playing what movies. And also, as with all the pools, they have towels and also life vests for the kids to use while they're here. There's the theming of the different areas on all the outsides of the buildings. And a few tables outside of the pool with umbrellas on them. Up here they also have a splash pad area for small children. Through the 60s area to show you where the Generation Gap Bridge is to get to the Art Animation. And here's where the stairways are, decorated with huge yo-yos. They're power washing, but this is part of the running trail. Goes all the way around back that way, all the way through Art Animation over there. Same with this way. The running pathway goes all the way around there, and then all the way around to Art Animation here, which this is the Generation Gap Bridge. This shows you the running trail. We're right here, and like I said, you can just run all the way around. All the way around is 1.3 miles. Ew. And they also have a nice little sitting area by the lake over here. The Generation Gap Bridge is where they're going to have the new gondola system. The Disney Skyliner system is set to open in fall of 2019. And it'll be right in the middle in between Art of Animation and Pop Century. This is what the pathway will look like for the gondola system. So it'll take you, this is the furthest endpoint of the system, through Caribbean Beach. You can go to Hollywood Studios, or you can go to the new Riviera Resort, which is not open yet, and also to Epcot. And they also offer face painting and airbrush tattoos and henna. And those are the prices. In addition to hair braiding. Main hippy dippy pool. We've already been to the 50s area, 60s area, and now we're gonna go this way to the 70s area. There is a side entrance to get into just the dining hall area as well. 60s in the classic hall area behind us. You have this area right here where there's a photo op with Goofy and a classic car, and this is also right here is where they set up the campfire at night. And then going off down this way, you'll find the playground area for children. And this is the 70s area. This is the only area that doesn't have its own pool. Right here is the playground area. It's right behind the 70s section on your walkway to the parking lot. It is open from dawn till dusk, and it says it is for kids the ages 5 to 12. Here is another smoking area, which is still allowed on resort property and in Disney Springs, but is officially banned from the parks. We're going to walk straight through the 70s section. And they have a fun little game of actual Twister that you can play on the concrete. The spinner works and everything. This is the center of the 70s section, where it's kind of just a play area that's themed like foosball, the big wheel, and Mickey. And again, here is the center of the building where you'll find the elevators, and the wings out to each side will have the stairways. Oh, Mickey. End of the 70s section ends here, and that is where Hourglass Lake is. So we just came out of the 70s section right here where the foosball area is. Came around next to Hourglass Lake. Mr. Potato Head. Turning around, now we are in the 80s section. Building here, this is building 9 and building 7 of the 80s section. So standing in the middle of our third and final section, we have our 80s buildings to the left and right. Our third pool is right here. There are lifeguards on duty at all 3 pools at this resort. This is considered one of the quiet pools. And then the 90s section is this one wing right here. And then beyond that is where the parking lot is. We stayed right over here near the middle of the building 9 in the 80s section. Room number 9355 in building 9 in the 80s section. So we did online check-in and we're coming straight to our room. Alright, we got one of the refurbished rooms. So they have the nice blackout curtains. And there is a holder. There's a holder for your luggage. One of the clear refrigerators. No freezer. And here is all of your coffee and tea, your Joffrey's coffee, your Cuisinart coffee maker. This is the light switch over here with 2 outlets, some cups, ice holder, in-room dining menu. Here's your trash and recycling bin, some more outlets. You can see it is a refurbished room. This is a fold-down bed, or you can leave it as a table and chairs. I like how it kind of opens the whole room up, having it like that. And you have a side table with a USB under storage. This is directions on how to unfold the bed. Next to this bed, they have the Mickey art. There's 2 light switches, the other light switches for the pull-down bed, 2 USB ports, 2 outlets, under storage, the phone, plenty of pillows for both beds. They have the storage underneath the bed for your luggage. You have the upgraded large flat screen TV. And up here there are 2 outlets and 2 USBs on each side of the desk. Underneath here is the safe, Bible, and an extra pillow. 3 okay sized drawers. They're not very deep, but good. They have adjoining rooms if you wanted that. That is an option here. Some wall hooks. On this side of the bed, there's another light switch, 2 more outlets and 2 more USBs, and another storage area on this side table. Small area to hang up some of your clothes, to a little bit more storage here for shoes or other things. There's an ironing board, extra toilet paper and tissues. And here you have your hair dryer and your iron, some washcloths, and one large sink, and then plenty of storage underneath the sink. The Disney H2O facial soap, 2 outlets, a magnifying mirror with a light. Hi. And the bathroom is actually pretty spacious. It has a sliding door with a full mirror on it. Towels, standard toilet, and then sliding glass doors with a rainfall shower head with an additional detachable shower head, and the environmentally friendly H2O shampoo, conditioner, and body soap. Overall, staying here at Pop Century, it was an okay visit. We did use touring plans to pick our room. I chose the 1950s section, but we didn't end up getting that accommodated, so they just placed us in the 80s section, and it was really far. It was a far walk from our room to the classic hall, transportation, and all of that. The beds, it was a renovated room, and I have to say I don't think that the beds were very comfortable. We stayed here one other time about 9 months ago, and I found the same thing then as well. The moderates have so much more comfortable beds that I think the price difference is totally worth it when you're spending all day at the parks and you just need a good night's rest. So depending on what's in your budget, I'd say if you're going for a value resort, this is a good option. Just keep in mind that it's very large. Most of the rooms are renovated, but they're, in my opinion, they're kind of uncomfortable. So, I mean, you make the decision based on your needs, and I hope that this resort and room tour was helpful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, comment down below. I'd be happy to answer them. There is also a $13 per night charge for parking, and if you want to opt out of mousekeeping services, you will get a $10 per night credit if you're staying at least 2 or more nights. One more thing I forgot to mention that's really important is this wasn't just us, this was numerous people I talked to on the property, that their Wi-Fi is horrible, and we also couldn't even get a regular single signal. So whenever we were in our room, I had zero access to anything. It was very, very frustrating. So also keep that in mind as a factor and when you're deciding to stay here or not. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for more Disney resort and room tours. Thank you. Have a magical day. Remember, every day is a countdown to Disney.